Tonight on Murrow News 8, engineering students are on their way to improve the safety of State Route Highway 26.
And O.J. Simpson could be outside of prison bars for the first time in 10 years, but paperwork could delay it.
Also, we will update you on national and local sports. It's game day!
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Irish Concepcion.
And I'm Nick Bartlett. Welcome to Murrow News 8. Tonight, WSU will face off against USC, the 5th-ranked team of the nation. Both teams come into the match up undefeated and are tied for first in their Pac-12 divisions. While USC's Sam Darnold is viewed as a Heisman candidate and a potential #1 overall draft pick in the draft this year, he will have his work cut out for him going up against the Cougars secondary, which ranks 12th in the nation, averaging 142 passing yards per game.
The Cougs are 0-12 against teams ranked in the top 5, but will look to change that tonight at Martin Stadium. Head coach Mike Leach responded to questions about the recent protest on the national anthem in regard to President Trump explicitly saying NFL players should be fired for not participating in the anthem. Leach said, "I have never heard a real clear articulation of what's being protested or what's being objected to, so I don't know exactly the issue." He goes on to say, "But me personally, I'm proud of this country and I would stand for the national anthem and respect the flag."
Pullman police are cracking down on the use of fake IDs at local stores. Since August 1st, 12 minors have been arrested at Dismore's on suspicion of using fake IDs in order to purchase alcohol or tobacco products. Police Chief Gary Jenkins said that the possession of fraudulent driver's license is a misdemeanor in Washington, but has the potential to be a felony. Training on how to sell alcohol or cannabis is provided to local businesses by the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board. A group of Washington State University students are working on a project to improve State Route 26. Reporter Alfredo Llanos has more on the story.
A group of engineering students at Washington State University are taking matters into their own hands in an attempt to improve State Route 26. Over the past 2 years, State Route 26 has witnessed over 65 accidents. As of today, only one construction project is set to improve the highway, but the project isn't set to break ground until 2025. The first of a series of open forums to gather suggestions from the public on how to improve safety just ended.
Like I said, I've been here since 2014, and I've been hearing about fatalities every winter since. I believe people should care because one fatality is enough to cause concern, but when there's a string of fatalities and the trend is similar for each one, it's something that can be addressed and it's something that can be prevented.
The group of students are using data obtained from the Washington Department of Transportation to pinpoint exact locations on State Route 26 where most of the accidents occur. When I talked to the group, they told me that at first they thought most of these accidents were caused by college students. However, when analyzing the data, this age group varied from 15 to 55. Sheriff Brett Myers believes road construction is only part of the solution.
So I think every road could use some improvements. I think what also needs some improvement is people's driving behavior. And I think with a combination of a few more passing lanes and people just being more aware of how their driving affects other drivers and just obeying those laws, I think you can really bring those problems down.
The project set for 2025 will be a series of truck climbing lanes. However, the Washington Department of Transportation does not plan to add any passing lanes in the near future.
The highway itself, there's not enough traffic on that highway to warrant any widening projects. It is a rural 2-lane highway serving a rural area and really does not have the traffic volume that warrants, the type of investments for widening.
The next forum will be on October 12th from 4 to 7, location to be determined. For more information, visit the SR26 Highway Improvement Project Facebook page or email at coogdot@gmail.com. Alfredo Llanos, Murrow News 8.
O.J. Simpson may not be getting out of prison as early as he thought. The Florida Department of Corrections has not received the necessary paperwork from Simpson to finalize 70-year-old Simpson's release. Simpson was granted parole as early as Monday as his previous court hearing. Simpson said his friend in Florida has offered him to stay at his house after he is released. Currently detained at the Lovelock Correctional Center, Simpson will be transported to High Desert State Prison in Nevada.
Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner is going to sign legislation allowing state health insurance and Medicaid to cover abortions. This is a complete reversal of the first-term Republican stance from last year. The legislation was approved back in May, but the Democrats waited to send it to Rauner because he was still wavering on his decision. The decision was difficult for Rauner, who is seeking re-election in 2018. He's considered among the most vulnerable governors in the nation.
After the break, we take a look at how ongoing tensions with North Korea are affecting the Hawaiian Islands.
And we get a look at sports around the country and here at home.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The Iraqi government began the second phase of its operation to recapture the town of Hawija from the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, or ISIL. The Iraqi army, the federal police counter-terrorism forces, and the local Shiite militias are all a part of the operation. 2,000 ISIL fighters are estimated to be in Hawija. Iraq's prime minister said the operation might take some time because of the many surrounding towns. ISIL captured the town 3 years ago. Hawija is located in an oil-rich area and is the last major city in Iraq under their control. People in Hawaii are stockpiling 14 days worth of food, water, and supplies. The Emergency Management Agency of Hawaii instructed people to gather the supplies in order to prepare for nuclear strike. Unfortunately, Hawaii's public schools cannot fulfill this standard and are struggling to figure out what can be done. Representatives from the government agree that they must help plan for this disastrous scenario, but also question how much to spend since there is no way of telling if this will actually happen. Catalonia's separatist government is confident it will proceed with a referendum on Sunday to decide if the region should split from Spain. Spain's constitutional court says that such a vote would be deemed unconstitutional. Several high-ranking Catalan officials involved in organizing the referendum have been arrested, increasing tension between the Spanish government and regional government in Barcelona.
The Green Bay Packers beat the Chicago Bears in the first game of a highly anticipated week in the NFL. During the national anthem, both teams locked arms and stood in solidarity as the nation's anthem was sung. The Green Bay Packers came out swinging and took an early lead thanks to Aaron Rodgers' 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Then lightning struck literally and delayed the start of the second quarter. Fans stayed indoors during the 45-minute delay. During the third quarter, rookie Davante Adams was taken to a local hospital after suffering a helmet-to-helmet hit. Adams is being evaluated for a concussion. Green Bay went on to win the game 35-14 with Aaron Rodgers tossing 4 touchdowns for 170 yards, giving the Packers a 3-1 start to the season. The Washington State Cougars women's soccer team faced off against the Colorado Buffaloes last night and lost a tough match 2-0. The Cougars attacked the goal in the first 30 minutes of the match, but were unable to score. Colorado's goalkeeper Jalen Tompkins made many big saves in the first 30 minutes to keep the match a scoreless draw. The Buffalo were able to capitalize, scoring a goal a few minutes later and took a 1-0 lead into the half. The Cougars could never rebound and suffered an own goal in the 51st minute of this match, making the score 2-0. From that point on, Colorado dominated the game and the Buffalo ended up winning the match 2-0. The Cougars captain and goalkeeper, junior Ella Diedrich, has not lost any faith in her team.
Well, our center backs are amazing. I don't really have to say anything about their backs. Our outside backs are great. We just broke down. I mean, the whole season our back line has been so strong. I don't have anything bad to say about my back line.
The Cougars played solid soccer in their non-conference schedule, posting an undefeated record during their first 8 games. However, since conference play has started up, the Cougars have lost their first 2 matches, sending them to 0-2 in conference. They have a chance to rebound Sunday morning against Utah and have a chance to grab their first Pac-12 win of the season. Cougars have high expectations after making the NCAA tournament the last 2 years. For Murrow News 8, I'm Nick Bartlett.
The sun has been treating us well in Pullman this week, but that may not be the same for the weekend.
We'll tell you what to expect for weather this weekend after the break.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Dad's home.
Yeah. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
The big game day has finally arrived. Will the weather cooperate, Nick? What should we expect?
Well, today we're going to start off with a 63 degrees. It's going to be 75 degrees. It's going to be 75 degrees is your current temperature right now. It's going to be 45 degrees come game time. It will be much colder. I recommend wearing a jacket for the game. Keep yourself nice and warm. As we switch over to the west side of the state, we can see that today's morning weather is going to be 49 degrees. Our afternoon weather will be 56. And could we switch over to the west side of the state here? On the west side of the state, Seattle is going to be 66 degrees today. It's rainy. It will be rainy and chilly on the west side in Olympia and Tacoma as well, all ranging about 60 degrees. As we step over to the east side of the map, Pullman will be 75, as previously mentioned, for the game. Spokane will also have similar temperatures, a little bit cooler. And Yakima will also remain around 65 degrees, but it will have a little bit of rain. And with your 5-day forecast, we have 54 degrees on Sunday. It will be cold all week after today. It will be sunny today, and after that, it's going to cool down very quickly.
After the break, Amazon is releasing a new voice-activated speaker. Now that's something to impress your guests with. Also, the Kardashian-Jenner baby is having a baby. We'll let you know after the break.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks. School's out for summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Thank you for watching, and join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 p.m. for Pullman's only nightly newscast.
Have a great night, and don't forget to follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter. Good night, Pullman, and go Cougs.